And hello, everyone. It is your girl Tish Dickens, CEO of Paint Teaser LLC, where we help corporations, small businesses, and business professionals improve employee performance and boost morale through team building art events. Welcome to another early edition of Feel Good Friday. I have a doozy for you today, guys. And so, without further ado, let me go ahead and officially say hi to my peoples. And then we're going to move right into the episode because I only have a short amount of time with you guys every week and I want to make the most of it. So, on the main stage here, we have my Facebook family, my LinkedIn family, my YouTube family, and my Twitch family. Hello. And then here on the secondary camera, I have my day ones, the ones that have been with me since the beginning of the streaming journey, my Instagram people. Hello. So before we get started, I don't know if you guys saw the post that I posted earlier on my social media platforms, but in case you didn't, I have a painting that I want to preview for you guys that I just finished. It took me 2 days, and it is a glue gun artwork. I'm starting to really get into that, and this is one of my best pieces of work that I've done in a long time. So I call him Jesse the Owl, and this is on an 18 by 24 canvas. I don't know if you guys can tell by the shine. Everything that's outlined in black was done with a glue gun, and then I went and filled in the spaces with acrylic paint, and I just love the shimmery gold background that I have done. So I hope you guys like this, and it is up for grabs. So if you guys are interested in this, send me a DM and I will show you the deets on how to get this. But it is just exquisite, is it not? Also, if you guys want to learn more about glue gun art and want me to show you guys a tutorial on it, hit your girl up and we will make that happen. So today I want to briefly talk about we're continuing this series about obtaining happiness through creativity. That's pretty much the basis of this show. And so far, we've talked about the importance of having gratitude, the importance of making the necessary changes in your life. Last week, we talked about taking control of your life. This week, I want to talk about thinking and acting outside of the box. Did you know that that is another secret to finding happiness and tranquility in your life? Thinking outside of the box? Because after all, life is supposed to be filled with experiences and fulfilling your purpose. You're actually finding out what your actual role is to serve, on the big stage that we call this world and society. And so it's nice to, want to accumulate material things. And, you know, a lot of times we become creatures of habits. We do the same things over and over again, day in, day out, which is fine if those things bring, give you some level of happiness. But did you know you could take your life to the next level if you expose yourself to new things and try new things? Because after all, how do you know what you do or don't like if you don't experience it? And so there's an old saying that goes, if you're not growing, then you're dying. And so life is supposed to be filled with experiences. I personally believe your life is richer when it's filled with experiences versus filled with all the material possessions of the world. Because after all, once you complete your lifely course, you can't take those possessions with you, but the experiences and the impact that you leave on the world and those around you last forever. And so that's going to segue into what we're going to do today. And I should mention, after all, what's the worst thing that could happen? You know, you experience something, you experiment, you find out you don't like it. Hey, at least it's a lesson learned and you can move forward. Just go on to the next thing. So, what we want to do today, we are experimenting. We're thinking outside of the box. Typically on this show, we have historically been doing a lot of fluid art techniques, which is basically when we're using a lot of fluid paints and we're using our hands and tilting the canvas to create compositions. Well, this week it's a little different. It's still abstract, but it's not quote unquote considered fluid art. So I'll explain all that in just a moment. What I'm going to do now is adjust the cameras and then we're going to get right into it. Okay. So let's adjust the first camera here. Let's see. Okay, I think you guys can see. And let's go over here to our secondary camera and say hello to everyone. Hello, thanks for tuning in, you guys. Let's adjust this camera so you guys can see. And this camera is so tricky. I feel like it's a little crooked. Okay, I think you guys can see it's a little crooked, but bear with me. Okay, so if you guys paid attention last week, I showed you a bunch of artworks that I did over the past few weeks. And one of those artworks was done with a technique known as the swirl swipe, the swirl technique. And so I thought that would be a perfect technique for us to do today. It's a little bit outside of the box. It's still in the overall umbrella of abstract art, but it's a little different than what we do because with this particular artwork, we're actually going to use a paintbrush. Ooh. We are going to use a paintbrush. So what I've done to kind of save time is I've already taped off my canvas because I want to leave a clean white border. Here's one of the swirl techniques that I've done. I showed it on the live last week also. But see how I have a nice clean white border around here for aesthetic reasons. And so this is a swirl art. So we're going to do something similar to this, but we're going to use different colors. So what I've done is I've already taped off the sides. And when you tape it, you want to make sure that depending on how thick you want your border, I don't want my border too thick since it's a smaller canvas. What I've done is have half of the tape actually on the canvas, and then I have the other half hanging off the edge. And that serves two purposes. The first purpose is to make sure that I have a small border on the canvas. And then the second caveat to it is that since this other half is hanging off, let's say our brush slips and it the paint kind of goes off to the side, this extra tape part is going to catch that paint and keep it from getting on the side of our canvas because we want to keep this clean. Okay, so that's a dual purpose. So what we're going to do is prep it to make sure that the paint doesn't leak through the tape, and then we still end up having raggedy edges anyway. So what we're going to do is take a light coat of white and brush it along the edge. I have my heat gun here where we're going to dry it real quick, and then we can proceed to layer our colors on here and take the brush and do our swirls. So I want to go with a abstract rainbow theme. So I have my rainbow colors here. I'm not using the normal ready to pour acrylic paint. I'm using just straight up craft acrylic paint for this. Now, preferably you want to use the paints that are in the tube because it's a little more convenient and easy to put on the canvas, which I have some, but those are kind of low. So I've decided to just go ahead and we're going to make do with these larger bottles of paint. We're just going to pour little tiny puddles on here, which we'll get to in a minute. So we're going to use red. We're going to use orange. We have some bright yellow. We have this green, this matte green. We have blue. And we have this beautiful purple. So the first step, what we're going to do is we're going to take this white, and I'm just going to pour a little in this cap here to make it easy. Okay, and then let's see, I should have gotten a smaller brush. Here's a smaller brush. Okay, take this smaller brush here, and we're just going to, ooh, that is, looks like they had a little paint in it, but that's okay. We're going to paint on top of it, so no worries. So we're just going to get the edges where the tape is, because like I said, once we peel this off, it's going to make sure that we have a clean edge and it's not going to stick to the paint and have it looking all raggedy. So I'm going to take my glue gun, and I mean not glue gun, the heat gun in a minute, and dry this real quick. Okay. And like I said, this is going to make sure that we have a clean edge when we pull the tape off. Okay, I think I'm satisfied with that. All right, so warning, it may get a little loud in here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this on and dry it. So pick it up and wave it around. And it doesn't take long because it's like a thin coat, so it should only take a minute or so to dry it. Okay, yeah, it's almost dry already. And like I said, it's fun to experiment and to step outside the box, to try new things, to see if you like it or not. Because when you find things that you like, you want to do more of it, which enhances and expands your experiences. Okay, so that is dry enough. That is dry enough. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty dry. It's about 95% dry, which is good. Okay, so now what we want to do, we're going to strategically, but sporadically, the tongue twister, apply our paints in little puddles across the canvas. I want to use some white to kind of give it some highlighted parts on the canvas, so it all just won't be just blend a bunch of blended colors, rainbow colors on here. So let's see. Do I want to pour, or yeah, we're just going to carefully pour a few little white puddles on here in different areas. Like I said, it's a little easier if you have the tubes, but okay, put a little white here. Okay, a little white there. And I'm just randomly spacing them on here. There, and there. Okay. And so what I want to do is I want to do light and then go into dark and then a little light near the end. So what I'm going to do is start with some yellows closer in the center, and then go with green, then blue, then purple, and then around the edges do red and orange. So let's see. Okay. Okay, that's good enough. All right, next we're going to start with green. Oh, uh-oh. Looks like a little piece of old paint. And I have my handy dandy tweezers here to get that off. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and do some green. Okay, that's good. All right, next we're going to go with blue. And make sure that you guys are breathing in and out and that you're concentrating. Okay, and then a blue there. All right. Next up is purple. Put some purple on here. Okay. Purple there. All right. Purple here. And then we'll put some purple here. Right. I think I'm going to put one more purple. Okay, there we are. All right, 2 more colors to go. We're going to, and I'm supposed to have my gloves on. I always forget to put my gloves on until after I get paint on me. Okay, now next we have the orange. Let's see, put some orange up here. Okay, and last but not least, the red. Actually, I think I was supposed to put red then orange, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. It's going to get swirled anyway. Come on, red. Okay, for some reason, this red is really, really thick. So let's try to shake this up and get it. I don't know why it's so thick. Okay, there we are. Let's see. We can get some of this red out. And it looks like that was globby. It is a little globby. Interesting. Red there. Red there. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to fill in these gaps with some red. Ooh, that was a big glob there. And some red here. Okay, now what we're going to do, we are going to take our brush. And I also have a cup of water here to clean it. And then we have some newspaper here to absorb the excess water off the brush because we really don't want it to be soaking wet or soaked with water. We're really just doing it to wetting it to clean the paint in between swipes. So basically what we're going to do is a combination of C's and S's. And what I want to do is start in the middle and do some C's and S's, swirling the puddles together. And then in between, working from the middle outward, I'm going to clean in between because I don't want the colors to mix too much. I want them to mix, but still be able to keep their integrity where you can see the different colors and the variations of the colors. So what we're going to do, actually, I'm going to put a little more white in the middle because the white is going to help to, oops, it may have been too much white, but that's okay. We'll work with it. The white is going to help buffer the mixing of the colors a lot and making it look real muddy or whatnot. So what I'm going to do is start with this yellow. I'm just going to go in. I'm going to fan the brush out, and then I'm going to make a C motion like this. Swirl that paint like that. Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, then I'm going to take this, go in and swirl again. Swirl these colors around. I think I'm going to do an S with this one since I have so much paint. And drag that around like that. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. And I have some paint here on the brush. So let's see, I'm going to actually clean that off, clean the excess off. Okay, and I'm going to start here again where the white is, and I'm going to do an S this way. And swirl the paint like that. Oh, that is beautiful. I really like that. That's beautiful. Okay. And basically, you just have to use your best judgment on how you want to swirl and intermix the colors. The key is not to mix it so much where they turn into one color. You really don't want to do that. You just want to swirl it enough where they mix, but they still keep the integrity of the original color. So I'm going to go like that. And swirl that red and purple like that. Okay, I like that. Okay, and then I'm going to start in the middle here. Let me get some water and clean some of this paint off. Get some of that water off. Okay, so we're going to start here. I'm going to start with this yellow here and swirl this way. And I'm just randomly swirling the colors. Okay. All right, I'm going to take this and swirl this way because I want to make sure all the corners are covered. Okay. All right, let's take this white here and then we're going to swirl this into that green and yellow and the purple and swirl that blue. Oh, I like that. Okay, let's get another. Let's get some more. Okay, I think I want to swirl. I don't like that yellow peeking out like that, so I'm just going to swirl on top of that. Okay. Right, let's start with this white here and swirl into the orange and incorporate this red. Oh, I like that. Let's see, I like this orange that's on here, so I'm going to keep that on the brush and swirl this around with that white and red. Let's swirl. Okay. All right, now we're going to get this orange here and swirl that. Swirl that down and around. Oops, get that orange, swirl that around that way. Get this red that's in the corner here. Swirl that. Okay, now I see some white on the bottom edge here, so let's swirl that around. Oops, that didn't go all the way correctly. Let's swirl that. Okay. All right, we are almost done. I'm just tidying up around the edges. You see there's some white here. Let's swirl that in. Okay. We still have some. Get some water and clean this off. We still have a little bit of the edge up there that's not covered and this here, so we just need to spread that paint out here. We have a large pool of paint here, so let's take that and swirl that around so we can get that covered. Okay, we have another swirl, a thick pool of paint here. Let's do an opposite swirl this way. There we are. And then let's see, I'm not happy with this swirl here, so we're gonna fix this. Okay, and then we're gonna fix that up at the top because that is not, let's see, we got a thick pool. You want to kind of get rid of the thick pools of paint that you see. So swirl that around. Okay. And I think that may do it. Let's see, do we have all of it covered? We still got a thick pool of paint here. So let's take care of this. Let's get that off. Let's fix this. Okay, and one more. We're going to get this little thick pool of paint and we should be done. Okay. Oops. All right. Let's smooth that out. All right. I think we are happy with that. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to lift up the sides, the tape, and then we're going to reveal the final So you want to do it carefully. Pull it nice and slow. Let's see, I don't want to get any on the sides. You want to pull it nice and slow. I think the border is what helps make the composition. Okay, so look at that nice clean edge. Perfect edge, perfect edging. Okay, now we can lift this up. Let me take, I'm going to take one of these gloves off because I don't want to get paint on the edge. Let's lift this up. Okay. All right. Lift this up. I'm trying to be very careful not to smear it. Look at the perfect edges that it's making. Perfect edges. Might as well take my glove off now. And let's get this last one. Ooh, that almost hit my picture. Perfect. I absolutely love this. Love it. I have paint on my hands. I'm gonna pick it up on the corner so you guys can see. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. This is what thinking outside the box will do for you. This is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. It kind of reminds me of the style that Vincent van Gogh did with the Starry Nights and some of his other famous paintings. When he basically used the swirl technique. He used it in combination with lines and dots as well as swirls. So I will post photos and video of this artwork, and I'm happy with how it turned out. I've been experimenting. Let me fix the cameras while I'm talking. But I've been experimenting with different type of paint techniques for the past couple of weeks. And when I say it's been amazing, it has been absolutely amazing. And so my challenge for you guys, hello everyone that's here on Instagram. Hello. Let me adjust the camera. My challenge for you guys is within the next day or so, find something that you've always wanted to do or something that you've been curious about and experiment. Even if it's not something that you physically do, if there's like a place that you were curious about going, or having some type of experience, do it. What do you have to lose? The worst that could happen is that you don't like it, but at least it's something that you can check off of your box, check the bucket list, or whatever goals or experiences you have on your list called life. So that's my suggestion to you guys. And so thank you guys. This has been another exciting episode. I hope you guys like this. I hope that you try this technique. And like I said, if you guys have any other ideas of any type of techniques you would like for me to demonstrate on this channel, don't hesitate to leave a comment, or if you're shy, send me a direct message and we will definitely explore that on this channel. Make sure you go to the website you see on the screen, www.paintteaser.com. There's a free resource there that you can download that goes more into detail about the positive benefits of using creativity to enhance your life. And so with that, thank you guys so much for tuning in for another early episode. And I hope to see you guys next week for another exciting one. This has been your girl, Tish Dinkins, signing out. And I will talk to you guys later.